Okay. All right. So, welcome back to session two. And we are here on That's Your Opinion, the podcast with Benji LynnYahweh, with my co hosts, Tara and Yushika and Tierra. And we were on a very really touchy topic. And we were talking about STDs, and we were talking about spreading AIDS and how much time a person should really face. Because it seems to me when you rape somebody, you molest somebody, or you infect somebody with a life-threatening disease, they just sweep it under the rug. And so they gave their opinions. And if you missed that, you can go back to session one, episode four, when I'll have it posted on my Facebook and my Instagram. Okay. Okay. So we're going to move on to the next question. And the next question is, do you think that paddling should be brought back as part of discipline in the schools, Tara, and why?
Adeline. Today's world, yeah. Because these kids, these little YNs out here is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What do you think, Yushika?
The long good one, we're going back with. They
Say-
need it. It needs to
Okay.
go back.
Okay. What you think,
Yeah.
Tara? They need, do like we used to have to do and get a paddling in the office with the principal.
Listen,
Mhm.
I was in the office plenty of times, but I was in the office plenty of times. My mama came in there and they let my mama paddle me. Nobody else paddle me, but they let my mama paddle me. But yes, I definitely believe that it should be about back. And then if they do, some of these kids wouldn't be acting the way they act right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm actually thankful for those paddlings because it has groomed and shaped me into the woman that I am today.
Right, right. I agree. I agree. I remember I got paddled and I got paddled. I got paddled at Walter J, you know, and shoot, I needed that paddling. You see what I'm saying? It didn't do nothing. It didn't phase me. It didn't make me bitter, like they be trying to say. It's gonna the child and mess up his self-esteem. No, it's not, Karen. No. So yes, I think that they should bring
In
paddlings back.
today's world, you know what I'm saying, discipline is needed. Needed.
Yep.
ASAP.
Yep. Because they different. They don't have no conscience.
Different.
Seem like they ain't got no conscience. It seems like they don't have no remorse. They bold. They gonna speak and say what they want to say, regardless of if they getting raised right. Let's put that. Let me say that one more time. Regardless if they're getting raised right, regardless if they have two parents or one parent, there's gonna at least be one child of yours gonna try you. You wait till they get see. They know what to do when they're young. Sit down, they sit down, eat all that food. They gonna eat all that food. But baby, when they get about a couple breasts, a little bit of pubic hair, you know what I'm saying, and start feeling themselves in the mirror and stuff, that's exactly when, you know what I'm saying, that stuff can go left. So you got to stay on your children, you know what I'm saying? You got to know what they talking about, who they talking to, where they going, and don't believe nothing they say. I'm just gonna keep it real. I don't believe nothing nobody say because baby, you got to show me. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to be that kid's friend in the day where, like, I tell my kids, because my kids is grown. They're 27 and 21. But I used to tell them all the time, I don't have no 18-year-old friends. I'm not your friend. I'm your mother first.
That's it right there. Your mother. And your mother is your guide, and she has to lead you in a way that you don't even know where you're going. She already done been there before, more than likely. She's seen everything you already done seen. She done told every lie you done told. I know I shoot, snuck out, baby. I did it. So you don't even think you're gonna try over here because I know all the signs. So at the end of the day, I believe that the way kids are raised, today, I feel like that has a lot to do with some of it, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't. It's just that in today's time, things are different. They're on the internet. They're subjecting themselves and their minds to every single thing. You see what I'm saying? That we never even got to even know about sometimes till we was 16 and 18. Because back when we was growing up, children was in the back when the adults came over, you didn't listen to the grown folks conversation. It's grown folks talking. Y'all remember that? Grown folks talking. I'm saying they don't even do that no more. And then everything is like in their hand from the time they wake up at school, they on the computer, to the time they come home, they on the computer and they're soaking in all this stuff. And that's a lot for their brain, to comprehend when they trying to develop still and learn right from wrong. So I probably talked too much on that one, but we gonna keep it moving. Can a man raise a boy into a man, Tara? How you feel about that?
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Boys, boys need their dad. That's just, you know what I'm saying? Mothers out here do it, but boys need their daddy. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to down mothers, you know what I'm saying? Single mothers with sons out here.
Yeah,
But you know what I'm saying? Boys really need their father
yeah, yep, I agree.
in
Would you?
their life, in it for real, in their life.
Yep,
Like me, I never keep, you know what I'm saying? I would never keep my, I got two baby daddies. And
right.
I would never, you know what I'm saying, keep them from they, not even when they was young. I don't like that shit, and I don't like bitches that do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Want to hold the kids hostage because you mad at him.
Yep, you
Now
mad.
he ain't did nothing to his kids, but you mad at him. So just because you mad at him and you can't get back at him, you use his kids against him, and I don't like that.
Yep, and it hurts the kids.
Mhm.
It
And
hurts the kids.
at the end of the day, it hurts the kids. At the end of the day.
I agree. I agree. I don't be with that, period. You know what I'm saying? And I don't identify with people who, like, when I'm around them, the only thing they can say is something bad about their baby daddy or their ex-husband or their exes. Like, I don't even like, come on, man. What about growth? Because at the end of the day, you laid down with them. You see what I'm saying? It was something back
I'm
then that
saying,
you liked about them.
why you dogging him now? Why you dogging him now?
That's what
If
I'm
he
saying.
all this now, he was all that then.
Then you just couldn't see it, and don't be mad because you was blind and you was a little wet, you know what I'm saying? And things got out of control with your flesh. But at the end of the day, he was the same, like Tara said, then that he is now. And
Right,
some guys when you first get with them, they don't want to show their colors. They try to trick you a little bit and try to bring out that fakeness, that fake person they want you to see. But all of them don't do that. Some of them are really they true, genuine selves, and a lot of women still make the decision to lay down with that person thinking that they can change the man when you cannot change a man, babe. I don't give a dang how good your
nah,
cornbread is, baby. Don't care.
nah, you cannot change no man, and can't no man change me.
That's it. And you can't keep no man. And see, so you, Sheikah, how you feel about that?
I agree with you because I'm a single mother raising a little boy. He be 12 on the 14th. And when we don't get along, I'm calling his dad. Hey, I need you to talk to him. There you go. So I agree.
That's good, y'all. I like to hear that. What
Mhm.
about you, Tiara? You smiling again?
Listen, I can't really talk about a little boy because I don't have a little boy. I got a girl.
Mhm.
But I will say this: a woman can only give him the basics.
Yep.
He needs
Hey,
his father to go into manhood.
Yep. I agree.
Mhm.
I
right,
definitely agree.
right,
That's some good answers. I have three sons. I have six daughters. For those of you who don't know, I'm a mother of nine, four adults. So I've been around this thing, no spring chicken. I've been around for a while. My sons are very respectful. Actually, they probably more respectful than most of the girls, just keeping it real. And they were scared of me. You know what I'm saying? And today they respect me. Um, their dad and I was together until they were adults almost, just about all of them. Um, some of them are still young, but because I had nine children, and seven with him. And so, what we did was we just agreed to disagree that things ain't working out right now. But you can come see your child anytime you want to. I cannot raise these boys into a man and give them that masculinity that they need to teach them to not get into their emotions. Because if you dating these days,
right,
you realize a lot of these dudes be in their emotions more than we do. I can't get it.
right.
I be like, you need some tissue because like they be whining and complaining more in today's time than the men that we grew up looking up to, our uncles. Our dads, they were some strong men, some bold men, some tough men, you know. They didn't mind. It ain't about working, but they didn't mind working. Because everybody don't work. Some people may have a business, so you work with your brains. Everybody got different ways they make their money. So it ain't about money. It's about having a strong man to teach that boy how to cut wood, how to survive, you know, in a time of distress or like what we going through right now. We finna go through, I believe, civil war. If we lose everything, power, do these boys know what to do? Do they know what to do? You know what I'm saying? Because ain't gonna be no internet. So I'm saying ain't gonna be no none of that, no satellite, no none of that, baby. So we gonna have to be creative and go back to the old school days. Men are the only ones that can teach boys how to be that strong, true, thoroughbred, solid man. A woman could never, and I don't care who sees my podcast and don't like what I said, that's your opinion. A woman could never raise a
Never.
boy into a full-grown developed man without having some type of some type of other man, you know,
And
come
then
in, mentor,
husband,
mentor,
brother, somebody.
pastor, you know, but at the same time, it can't be somebody that you just call up once a month. This person has to be in their life. See what I'm saying? Making sure they're getting their homework done, making sure they're not disrespecting, make sure they're doing their chores and they take care of their responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? So, what about
And
you?
see, I had that, I had that too. I was with my son, so my son's father, and my son's father still, and what I'm saying, deep in his life, and he's 21.
See, see, yep, yep. And you realize that when they get to become a teenager, definitely need that man because that's when they try you. See.
Yeah, he did, but he got stomped down real quick.
Yep. I already know, girl. You already know. My mama would never let me ever, or my grandmother and anybody that raised me disrespect them. We had to walk a certain way, sit a certain way, dress a certain way. Everything had to be done a certain, go to bed. My grandma Shirley, I don't know about y'all if y'all know about my grandma Shirley, but my grandma Shirley made me go to bed at like 8:30, 9 o'clock every night.
Yeah.
We didn't get to watch certain TV shows. We had to sneak and do it. We didn't get to listen to certain songs. We had to sneak and do it. See what I'm saying? Because they had, morals. You know what I'm saying? That's what's missing in today's world. How you feel about that, Tier?
Yeah, I just answered it.
Okay. I'm saying, how do you feel about what I just said?
Oh, girl, yeah, I definitely agree.
The morals.
Definitely, yeah.
Cool.
It's got to be
Okay. So what
men nowadays. Gotta find the good ones.
So with everything going on in the world today, which is really ugly, really, really, really ugly, we are in a very terrible time right now. If people don't wake up and see, we are in one of the worst times. We are in Revelations, and it is playing itself out. So with that being said, now we got unisex bathrooms and things like that at the schools, even in the elementary schools. How you feel about that? If your child going to school, and it's a unisex bathroom, Tara. How do you feel about that? Your daughter going to a unisex bathroom. Wow, she's at school and you at home.
Um, mm,
I don't know.
It's you, Tara.
Right, it's me.
Yeah.
Girl. Yeah, who we? You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I don't know. See, we didn't go through none of this, so it's hard for me to even try to answer that because people so mean to people that's what I'm saying, gay or whatever you identify yourself as. But at school, I do feel like wherever your gender is at birth is where bathroom you should be at.
Okay. Okay. What about you, Yushika?
I agree with her. I don't understand why would they want to put that inside the school with the kids? Y'all are teaching these kids that. Y'all are bringing these kids, letting these kids see this. Like, we're telling you not to do it, but we're saying it's okay. Everybody come here. Let's do it like this. So it's like we can't control it when we're not at school, but at home, y'all know what's going on.
Right. done left us, didn't she?
You said the country club.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, for me, I just feel like it's a whole trap, you know what I'm saying? A whole mess waiting to happen. And I just feel like that it violates, rights. And not only that, it is definitely a violation to any mom or dad who send their kid to school and depending on you guys to, watch and control. How can you watch and control everything when you're sending two of the same sex to the same bathroom? So, how do you feel about that, Tiara?
Oh, honey, I can't get jiggy with that. And I have a little daughter, and she'll be starting school soon, and I definitely don't want her going into the bathroom with another little boy. That's just not because
Exactly.
I'm doing my job at home as a mother, teaching her about her body parts. You let me get to the point to where I'm ready to tell her about a little boy.
Right.
Don't be sending them to the bathroom together. That's just not. I'm just totally against that.
Right. It's just not even age
Mhm.
appropriate at all. Like, you know, but it's a lot of
Yep.
things changing today. You
That's
know,
why it's different.
yeah, it's a lot of things changing, and it's just crazy, having kids and having grandkids, at this day and age. This is so different, and Trump ain't gonna make it no better because he's definitely trying to take our rights away day by day. And so, the next question will be, why do you think that more people tend to be followers than leaders, Tara? Tell me why you think that is.
Oh, we. See, I don't even know how to answer that because I'm a leader. I'm not no follower, so I don't even know how to answer that.
Right, exactly. Okay. But from what you see and what you gather, in today's time, you say you don't even know how to answer. I'm just gonna.
But I hear you know what I'm saying. You see, like you said, it's more followers than leaders, and you know what I'm saying. To me, that's like you not thinking for yourself.
Right, right, exactly. And what is
Like
it?
with this Trump bullshit, I cannot stand none of this is going on because all this is crazy. It is insane, and I will never ever agree with nothing Trump, his supporters. You know me on my page. Fuck them all. Trump's fans and supporters, all of them. Every single one of them. May they go to hell expeditiously.
Expeditiously. All right, y'all have heard it from the one and only Tara Woodmore. She said expeditiously. How you feel about
Quickly.
quick? Oof, hot. How you feel about that, Yushika?
I think there's more followers because there's not enough people that's scared to step out their comfort zone to be that leader. I feel like you have to have that character inside of you to be that leader. If you don't have that motivation to be able to stand up and voice your opinion, how can you hear from a leader? How can you be that leader? So I think it's really just how it started at home.
Right,
So
right,
I have leaders in my home, so it can't be overlooked unless I choose not to want to follow that leader.
right, exactly. I get you. Yep.
I get it.
Good answer. Good answer for both of you guys. What about you, Tara? Your turn.
How do I attack this? Okay. I'm with you, Shika. It does start at home. You have to have something at home to show you how to be a leader.
Okay.
Now, whether or not you take that lead or follow that lead, because in order to be a good leader, you got to be a good follower as well. But I think society has messed us up.
Mm.
If you look at all of the celebrities,
Mm-hmm.
Are they really setting good example for our kids?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's where your leaders are going to be, because they're looking at them, and if they're not setting good examples, then they're not going to be good leaders. They're not going to grow up to be good leaders. They're going to follow in the same steps that somebody else did.
Okay. Okay. Man, y'all got some good ones. Solid, y'all. CC Boss Chick has finally made it in this session. So we're gonna ask you the same question that we asked everybody else. You can turn your mic off as long as you have a good quiet background. We kind of got through the first session. This is the second session, the second set of questions. And I want to ask you, how do you feel about unisex bathrooms in the schools, CC? How you feel about your children going to school and them having unisex bathrooms?
Well, I think it's needed because it's they have different sexes in schools. They have
Mhm.
boys and girls that attend the schools. So they should have unisex bathrooms because you don't want women going into the men bathrooms and men going into the women's bathrooms.
Right.
So I think it's needed.
Right. Right. So they shouldn't have it. Is what you're saying. They shouldn't be going into the girls shouldn't be going into the boys' bathroom and the boys shouldn't be going to the girls' bathroom.
No, they need to have separate bathrooms.
Okay, got you. And then why do you think that more people tend to be followers than leaders? That's where we at right now.
Because they don't have direction themselves. That's what I believe, you know.
Okay.
You know, when you have a direction and you know what you want in life,
Mhm.
you're gonna be your own follower.
Right.
You're not gonna let nobody direct you on what you need to do.
Right. Exactly. Now, do you trust your gut more than you need proof and facts? If you sense that your man or your mate is cheating, Tara, tell me, do you go off your gut or you go off facts?
I
Whoa.
go both. I go off my guts most definitely because your
Whoa.
intuition ain't gonna steer you wrong.
Okay. Okay, Sierra. Okay, I got your answer. Tara, what is your answer?
Both.
Okay, Yushika, what's your answer?
We'll see her. We'll see
Okay.
her say.
Okay, and then what about you, Tierra?
Definitely both of them.
Both. Okay,
Both of them.
some some people just go off their intuition, you know what I'm saying, and what they feel in they.
Listen, we got that what they call it, woman intuition.
That's right.
Once you think of it,
Isn't it?
99% of the time it's gonna be happening. So go with what your gut tell you. Go
Right.
do
It's,
your homework. I call it doing your homework. Do your homework.
Yes. Yeah.
Do your homework.
Yep, do your
You
homework.
don't have to say nothing at first. Just watch. I was talking to my mother today about
Mhm.
how in relationships, this other lady that we know, she watches like literally everything without saying a word to anybody.
Okay.
Once you see a pattern that's like getting out of routine,
Mhm.
something else is going on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's some red flags. You know,
That's
you
it.
Yep, that's the
gotta notice those red flags.
That's it right there, CC. You already know. Okay, so the next question, should bills be 50-50 or should it be the head of the household, which would be the man's responsibility, Sierra CC? How do you feel about that?
You know, basically I say both, you know,
Mhm.
but to be honest with you, I'm gonna tell you what I feel on both situations. I say 50-50. You know, I don't have a problem with it being 50-50 long as, you know, the man holding his weight, the woman holding his weight. I feel like that's how it's supposed to be. But nowadays, I feel like the man should hold more weight because the man is the one supposed to wear the pants. You know, the woman, you know, we got to cook, we got to clean, you know, and if we have children, we have to take care of that as well.
Yep.
You know, we catering more, we doing more. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? So it's a job, it's the man's job to, you know, make sure the house bills are paid and make sure his woman is okay because she's taking care of everything else. We making sure the men eat, his back rub, you know, we making sure he's fulfilled in other ways, you know. So I feel like it should be like 70, 30, if you ask me. Because we already, we already doing our part.
Right. How you feel about that, Tara?
Girl, in Trump's America, everybody need a damn everybody. The man and the woman.
Exactly.
And the grown ass children if they still there. Because this world is crazy.
Crazy.
Yes, it is.
What you think, Yushika?
I agree too with what they were saying. But what I can say, most grown men gonna want to take over the bills and let you do what you want to do on your end.
That's
You
a
want to
real
put in,
man.
then you put in.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's a real man.
Been taught,
Yeah, real man gonna handle all them bills.
The ones that they've been taught, they don't be knowing. But at the end of the day, they, when someone does try to teach them and educate them, they may get offended. So, we ain't looking for that type of man. That's the man we was talking about, that emotional man, and in his feelings type of man. You see what I'm saying? Probably raised by his mama type of man. Yeah, I said it. So moving on, Tiara, how do you feel about this situation?
Yeah, I would say, I'm all with the 50-50. I don't mind
Okay, you were 50
helping.
late.
But listen, if he say, baby, you ain't gotta pay nothing, I'll take care of everything, I'm gonna let him.
Right.
That's right.
I ain't gonna argue with it.
I'm not gonna argue. Okay, baby, go ahead, do what you do.
Yep.
I'm gonna stack my little cash.
I would say on my end.
Because remember, we is a team. We a team anyway. So yeah, I ain't finna be mad at that man if he paying all them bills. That's why he paying all them bills. You know what I'm saying? You should be stacking. You know what I'm saying? Why he paying? So if anything happened and he should happen to fall, you know what I'm saying? You got him. You got us.
I knew you about to say that.
Yes.
That's exactly how it's supposed to go. So that's how I feel. That's my opinion. My first marriage for 21 years, I never paid rent. Never a day in my life. And he wasn't rich, he just did what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? He was a car salesman, you know what I'm saying? Worked at Mercedes, worked at Chevy, did what he had to do, bust his ass. And we had a lawn service that I started that I helped him with, and he never had to come home and mow a yard because he worked so much as I did it. Those are the things we're talking about. Those are the things that we can help them with. See what I'm saying? You ain't even gotta come home and do nothing now. I done did it all. You know what I'm saying? And might have took a picture and my Daisy Dukes doing it while I was doing it just for you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And fire going, you know what I'm saying? And being sexy with it at the same time. So moving on to the next question. How would you respond to your mate or your spouse asking you to add someone to your relationship, CC?
Oh, please.
Man. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
I'm not doing it. I mean, if you want to add somebody to our relationship, I might as well. I'm better off being single by myself. I can do bad by myself.
Right.
I don't. I mean, if I'm not enough for you, you don't need me. Like real talk. Like going on and be with the bitch. Excuse my French. Whoever you trying to be with, I'm not sharing mine.
Right. Exactly. How you feel about that, Tara?
Bitch, please. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm not right. No, don't ask me none of that. I'm gonna slap shit out of you for number one.
For real.
For number two, and then for number two, I'm very territorial. I can't do it.
Okay, Yushika, how you feel about this? It kind of got a little hectic. I got a little hot. I'm a fan of that. How you feel about this, Yushika? Tara got me.
Yeah, don't ask me nothing like that. Don't come ask me nothing like that. I'm not giving you off the energy that I want to do anything like that. Don't ask me nothing like this.
Right, I don't even act like that. So no, go on with that bullshit.
Yeah. For real, because there's the one in the two. Don't don't do it. Don't.
Okay, Tiara. Time for you to cut your mic on.
You already know.
What if your fine husband, ugly husband, whatever type of husband, come home and be like, baby, I met Susan and I want to add her to the family. What you gonna say?
you can take Susie, Ella, Washington, whoever it is. Y'all can go y'all can go and do whatever y'all want to, because I'm not with it. Now back in my day, it probably would have flown back in the day. But this day and time, no, we can't.
No.
Flown me back in the day.
It's too much going on.
Terry,
I feel like
she knows a little bit about me, so that's a past life.
that's like she said she's gone in the past. Now she said she done switched over, and she got a new mindset, a godly mindset, and we love godly people. When it's genuine. Oh, we got to move on because we only have like 7 minutes left and we have 2 more questions. So let's try to answer these really fast. What's your opinion on ICE and the fact that they have to only answer to Trump? I know, CC Boss. How you feel about that? How you feel about ICE only having to answer to Trump and not the law, and to even though they have over 100 court orders, they're not even responding to them. How do you feel about that?
I think it's some BS, That's what I think.
Okay. All right. What about you, Tara? I can't hear you. I still can't hear you for some reason.
She said it's bullshit.
Okay. Okay. I already know how she don't play about that stuff. Be all on her page talking about Trump. So what about you?
I can't stand him. I can't stand his followers. I can't stand none of them.
The way he talk to people, none of that.
Right.
None of that. Can't nobody get away and do how you 39 felonies in and you the fucking president. But you got somebody out here on the street that's got a felony trying to get a job. They got 1 felony and can't do that. This nigga got 39 and he is y'all's president because he sure ain't mine.
How you feel about it, Yusika?
I think he just Hitler all over, if you ask me, going and taking these people out their homes and stuff. Leave these people alone.
How you feel about it, Tiara?
It's a bunch of crap. It's a bunch of crap.
Right.
Shouldn't even be happening.
Right.
Period.
Right. I never thought I would see a time and day, nothing like this in my life. We saw with COVID how they made us put the mask on. That was the first test. And now where we're at right now is and they're using all this stuff to distract you from them taking away our laws daily, because every single day I wake up, there's another law that's trying to be passed that's taking our rights away. And for ICE to be able to, I live out here in Los Angeles right now, and my children had to leave school 2 days in a row because of ICE. Because they go to a Latino school. It's probably about 85 to 90% Latino. And we live in a Latino community. And so at the end of the day, it affects us too. See what I'm saying? And I see what's going on. And what it's causing is going to cause a civil war. And that is going to be the people against the government versus the state, people against the state, because we can't trust y'all anymore. We can't trust the cops. Y'all not going to arrest him. The judge can't get him to do what he's supposed to do. He won't follow the orders that the judge is giving him. So now all we got is us. So now we got to fight these people. And, we really need to just keep it real, get strapped up because you need to strap up. You need to stack your food up. You need to get you a walkie-talkie, a RAM walkie-talkie, because times are about to change. And you got to teach these boys now, how to be warriors. How do you feel about that, Tiara? You feel like it's time now to teach
it's been time.
Survival? Are we a little bit late?
It's been time,
Yeah.
This world is overrated. It's been time. I hate I got on here late. Just hate to, I just want to throw that out there. I was trying to get on my Zoom. I've been struggling with this phone, but I'm gonna get access to my new phone. But it was a question that I was so interested in, and I'm pretty sure y'all done passed it up.
Which one?
The one when you said what do you miss about you how you was raised compared to how the kids was raised today?
Yes, go ahead and answer that. We'll let you catch up.
Okay, how I feel about that, back then when we were kids, we was more adventurous as as a child. You know what I'm saying? We played outside, we ran outside, played hide and seek,
Yep.
Double dutch. We was more experienced,
Right.
with the kids than they are today. They're different.
Yeah.
We
Had
can't
to
even.
drink out of water hose. We ain't had
Yeah,
to. You ain't coming in this house.
Yep.
I'm telling you, you can't even discipline your kids nowadays like they did back in the day. You know. I'm not saying we was getting beat or whooped or anything like that, but back in the days it was a little easier. Nowadays, you will fucking catch a CPS case. Excuse my friend. It's just not the same. Times have changed.
Right. Now, once I go on the air, because I'm gonna take this show to the air, then profanity, we'll definitely won't be using any. But right now, you can feel free to express yourself and express your opinion. That's why I have it here.
I won't say any more profanity, because it is business at the end of the day. But I just had to get that out there. Times have changed. It's different. So
Right.
I'm just like,
Yeah. So, do you believe that paddling should, be brought back into the school system? CC Boss Chick, how you feel about
oh yes, oh yes. These, people out here kids taking kids' lives.
Right.
They're dying at young ages, 12, 13, it's ridiculous nowadays. So yes, I do feel like, discipline is not where it should be at today.
Right.
And if it was, then a lot of things probably wouldn't be how it is. It's just getting worse and worse by the day.
Right. So we got
So
down to our last question. We down to our last minute and a half, and I'm gonna ask everybody if you can answer really quick. Starting with Tara, do you see this country going into civil war really soon? How you?
Yeah, I really do.
Okay.
I really, really do because you know what I'm saying. You can't keep jerking and pulling on people just because you know what I'm saying. You think they are immigrant or you think they ain't. You know what I'm saying. Here, it's insane. It's insane. But yes, yeah.
What about you, Yashika?
Yeah, we in recession again, but the lowest of the recession that we ever been in, and we already at war, and it's there already. I see it.
Do you see it, CC Boss Chick? We only have a few seconds.
oh yeah, we at war, and it hasn't stopped. It's getting worse. So.
Right. What about you, Tara?
We are living in the last time, as the Bible say. And
Last
I don't
days.
even we're gonna make it to the Civil War before then. So
I really right. Those who have ears, let them hear. For those who have eyes,
Lord,
let them
maybe
see.
time.
Thank you for joining us on Benji LynnYahweh's podcast. That's your opinion. Episode 4, and this was session 2. Peace, love, and blessings to everyone, and thank you for your support.